Hello, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Backyard Barbecue Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Cool Breeze, and I have your co-host for the Kres Kink Corner, Dr. Kres. And I'm going to be talking with her today. And she chose an interesting topic for you all this week, throwing monogamy out the window. So I know a lot of guys, you guys probably going to be tuning into this more than the ladies. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I wanted to start off with some casual conversation for 30 seconds, but I was, since I had been corresponding with you over the weekend, I was a little scared to ask you how your weekend was. But I'm going to ask anyway. How was your weekend?
It was good. I went outside because it's Pride, and it's our moment to be out. I was out past my bedtime for sure. Almost messed up my diet. But yeah, met a lot of new people, saw a lot of old people. Baby, that Pride Parade getting ratchet and ghetto. But
really?
The new gays, it's the new gays. They a little different.
I'm sure.
They a little the new gay. I don't know where these new ones get. They not us.
Yeah, because my uncle he had told me that a couple of years ago. Said that it wasn't the same.
I don't know what in the ghetto mess that was, but yeah, it wasn't. It's not. Nope.
Yeah,
nope. I don't need to do that no more.
Pride parade.
Yeah, we gonna have to do like the over 35 crowd or something
right.
Because I don't know what I was looking at. They was just twerking on cars and it was ghetto. It was ghetto. But other than that, the events I went to were cool.
Right.
That Boys Town, I don't know what was happening up there. It wasn't.
Okay.
I was too old for that, or I was too sleepy, too old. I don't know. Whatever I was not it.
Cause she been sleepy. She walked up and this motherfucker sleepy. Like, I'm like, you okay? You know,
I'm tired.
That's why I was scared to ask her what, how was the weekend? I'm like,
it was good.
I can only imagine the response that I might get, but I mean,
I'm
okay with the response, but hey. I didn't know if y'all was gonna be okay with the response.
Yeah, it was good. It was just, yeah, it was good. I had a good time. I did Pride well.
Well, that's all that matters right there.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure that everybody had a good time, got back, safely. Too much stuff be going on.
It was good. It was really good. I can't say anything went wrong. It was a good year for Pride. And then we got Black Pride coming up next weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so we ain't done.
Only
it's for
Black,
us.
gay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's for us.
I'm sure some white people gonna show up.
Of course, because they insist.
Yeah.
They always insist. But
yeah,
they can't help themselves, insert themselves.
It was I'll let you get to your segment, but it was the Juneteenth.
Baby, why are you here? This is not for you.
You guys got
it's bad enough.
People up on
it's bad enough you got the day off. You off.
Right.
Come on now, because to me, you're supposed to go to work. But you know something? I'm going to leave that alone. And you outside.
Right. Yeah.
Go home. We can be exclusive. This is not for you.
Banner.
No, this not stop. We don't have to let them, we no.
And
stop letting
so
them
eloquently,
in.
they
look Juneteenth shirts on, we support. No, I don't want no allyship. Go to work. This is your day to work. It's a work day for you. Go do it. But
that's a whole nother.
That's a different. We here talk monogamy. That's different. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna. Cause that just bothers something.
Look, she didn't switch to the. Let's talk about monogamy then. Yeah, but we ain't gonna do that because that shit pissed me off.
For sure. Okay. No. Okay. For real. Let's do monogamy.
Get it all out, girl. You need another minute.
No. The whites get enough attention. I'm good there.
Right.
Okay. No, to monogamy. So, if I say we kicking it out the window, that means we gonna talk today everything ranging from threesomes to open relationships. We'll touch a little bit of polyamory.
Okay.
And just some regular, consensual non-monogamy.
Okay.
We gonna kind of play in some
And
of those.
don't
things.
worry, baby boomer generation. She gonna explain each
I'm
one
gonna
and what the
explain.
definition is.
All of those things, and we gonna even touch like a little swinging. We gonna kind of play. We should play there too.
Okay.
So here it is. Let's start with some base principles that I stand by. One, pleasure is our birthright. I've said it on here. Like so, and we all have desire. It is natural, it's normal, it is good to be able to connect to what we desire, to own it, to feel it, to embrace it, to speak to it. We should be able to do those things openly.
Exactly.
And relationships should not stop pleasure or desire in any capacity. Like, and we should be able
that
to,
concept.
in our relationships, figure out in all of them what ways can we maneuver in those things, because they also look different for everybody. So some people, quote unquote, just want a hall pass. Like every now and then, I just want.
Just go hit something else.
Or like on our man's trip or on our girl's trip. I don't want to discriminate on our
Right.
trip.
Don't
You
ask
know,
me if I
don't
had a good
ask
time.
no
I
questions.
did.
I was on the trip. Like that's it. We could do
Right.
that. Like that could be good. Like you tapped into, that was enough. You had it built up, kind of like what's his name in the Avengers movie, Black Panther. Like you kept
Right.
hitting him, and then it all came out. So like you just
Right.
keep building up. Like, oh, that's pretty, that's nice, that's nice. Ooh, that right there. You like build it up, and then you go on vacation,
Right.
and you let it all out, and you come back.
And you cool.
And you cool, you right back. That's some people. Some people need just take swingers. Some people like, you know something, I just want to go to the ice cream shop and I want to hang out here for a while. First we order some vanilla, then you know what I'm saying? We order a little
scoop of chocolate.
Little scoop of chocolate with sprinkles. And then, maybe we just hang out a little bit longer because, we being fat today.
Right.
And
it's the cheat meal day.
go on ahead and get some pralines and cream. And that's okay.
Right.
That's what we do. We in, we out. We walk out. We don't talk about it. We kind of just had a good time. That was cool. We know we can't do that often because that's just fat shit. And we don't got time for all of that. It's costly.
Right.
To be spending all that money on ice cream. It gets too complicated. You can't just do all that. And so that's what you do sometimes. You out, and whether y'all decide to do it, together as a couple, whether y'all do separate, maybe we together. And you take me to the ice cream shop. And you like, I'm good. You go on ahead. Get everything you want up in here.
Right.
I'm cool. I'm
Right.
chill right here.
I'm okay with you eating
I'm
ice cream.
I'm
I just
okay.
don't want none today.
I don't want none today,
Right.
but you go on ahead. Go on over there, have fun, do what you do. That could work. That's perfectly fine too. And then we have people who are poly, who, like me, can honestly commit and respond and be affectionate and make goals in more than one relationship,
Okay.
which is also very okay. You want more than just sex. You actually want connection and intimacy and building, and different relationships have different meanings, and you're able to ebb and flow through them in various ways. And it's the idea that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm not a all my eggs in one basket kind of girl. So, and I think that's too much pressure
Right.
on one person to even hold all your eggs.
It is, I had gave a person an example before, like, when you open up the cabinet, you don't use all the seasoning on each meal.
You
Like,
don't.
It's just, even on your side of your refrigerator, you don't put ketchup and mustard on everything. It's just there for a specific reason. Usually when you got a hot dog or hamburger, everybody knows that that's what it goes with. And if I don't want a hot dog, then it's just going to sit over there until I get ready to have a hot dog.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
makes sense.
and it makes a lot and I think people think, I don't know, and here we go. So I think monogamy is super possessive and like icky. It gets really murky in possession and you're mine and what's mine and don't talk and don't like everybody, my wife, my husband, do they have a name? Like, what is their name? Like,
Right.
do you have to say my wife 9 times? Like,
Right.
no one cares that they're your wife.
Like somebody else, motherfucker. Anyway, you just don't know yet.
You just please stop saying that. But I really think what happens is we tend to like lose ourselves in this idea of, well, I have this thing that belongs to me. And then that thing begins to also not be able to talk about desire and pleasure because it doesn't now want to hurt or offend the other person.
Right.
And now we have resentment building up and we have people growing apart. And like, I don't know how this person changed because you was smothering them with my wife, my wife, my wife. And so now they can't say, that chick over there was bad.
Right.
Like, just to even say that, you can't even acknowledge, like, what you mean she bad? Like, what, you like her? No, she just was bad. Like,
Right.
for the fit, the outfit, the vibe, like, it was a thing. Like, hello, calm down. But we can't say that when you start my wife, my wife, my wife.
They can't say it either way. I mean, because even just for a man, you know, like I'm comfortable with who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm a straight male, but I can also look at another guy and be like, hey, dog, you killing it today. You know, like I don't feel like I'm, you know, and then, but for some men that example plays both ways. Like you can't compliment the woman and you can't compliment the man because like, oh, now you gay, you know, like, no, I'm just telling him his fit was nice. You know, you're a nice looking guy, he's trimmed up. So you just stuck in a little bubble, just sitting down and just shutting up.
Yeah, it can be tough, which is why I really encourage couples who come to me like, who is your mate? I ask that question all the time. Like, who is your mate? Like separate from you, like, and trying to appease you and connect to you. Like, who are they? Like, what do they like? He is who he is. My son's father, him and his wife, I love because he is super non-monogamous. And he be trying to set his wife up like, babe, that's your type right there.
Right.
Like, and he'll go up to him, dude, you are like you it for her.
Right.
Like, I know she would like you. You single because my wife would like you.
Right.
And I love it about them. Like, it's so, and she be like, here he go bringing me more people.
But I'm gonna hit that though. I mean, he is right. That is my life.
That is. But he recognizes and is very open. He is super secure in exactly who he is and also wants her to be happy. He's not intimidated by nothing. They are a solid unit. And so him being able to say, you know, she might like this.
Right.
Means nothing to him. Is if you don't like, oh, okay, well, I tried, baby.
And for a lot of guys, you know, that's a real, you know, that's just out of the ballpark. I remember, you know, just having conversations with friends, like, you know, when me and Candace just, you know, first started exploring things, and it was like you was there, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, like I'm not naive to the fact that you had other guys before me.
Right.
And if something happened today, guess what? I'm not going to be the last one. You're going to have some more after me. You know what I'm saying? So I would be naive to think that when you out here rolling around the street and you pass by, you know, hey, this summertime shy. You go through the picnic and you see, you know, a big muscular dude. I ain't got my muscles right now, you know, but I'm okay. You know, if you look at him, hey, cool, you know. I don't feel like I need to be pulling you to the side in the middle of, you know, the street or a function like, was you just looking at him? You know?
Yes.
It's like...
You know I was.
Right. Yeah, because if you ask, that's like the outfit that your homegirl be like, girl, like, do this look right on me? You know it didn't look right.
You know it didn't look right.
So don't ask me if I was just looking at her because you know I was. You saw me looking at her and I was looking at her and you looked at her too.
And this is how problems happen in relationships because now I'm going, babe, come on now. You know I wasn't.
Right.
Now you got to do this whole thing, and now we're slowly, technically growing apart because now I'm keeping things from you.
Right.
My ability to actually
I'm afraid to say anything.
I can't say nothing, and that grows over time, and we literally start holding that in ourselves, like in a really negative way. So why not just say, yeah, it doesn't have to mean the relationship is threatened in any way. And I wish people understood that more. Like, you could be really solid in what you have. I have some really, what I would call some very queer, intimate, platonic relationships. Like, there is no sex, there is no kissing, we ain't cuddling, but it's super intimate. Like, if I say I'm having a bad day, I'm coming over and I'm climbing your bed and we gonna cuddle and we gonna talk about my bad day, I can do that. If I say, like, this person is, I have the two I'm thinking about, and we've literally named it as platonic relationships. Like, I can say, like, I love you and I need you, and there are certain things I hone directly into these relationships for, and they have value, enough value to where, like, they need to be talked about. If I'm in a night, hey, yo, let's get it twisted. Ain't no sex, but it's definitely important. These are important relationships. And they do exactly what they do. It takes nothing even from me getting that in addition to from you as well, but they exist. And I think when we learn how to use relationships for what they are, like, and stop trying to confine them to it must be all or nothing here, and it is, and no variation in the line of this thing.
Right.
I think we would be so much happier, like, if we stop squelching pleasure and desire in ourselves.
How many you said you had? No,
I have two. I have two, and I love them.
That's good. You know, ironically, when you were talking about that, I was thinking that people really have those same type of relationships, but they just don't classify it as that, and they don't have the ability to, because with a man and a woman, you know, a woman could have a guy friend that she know that she's never gonna do anything with. Now, not to say that guy not gonna be trying, but she knows that she'll never have sex with this guy.
Yep.
But she can call him, you know, if she need, you know, a few dollars, or, you know, if she need him to put something together, you know. And it's the same thing. I think it might not be as much for, in the sense of what a man could do, you know, with platonic female friends, because it's just not gonna, you know, it goes back to the all guys cheat.
What y'all,
you know,
yeah.
and, you know, probably 7 out of 10 times you probably is gonna try, but
this is true.
I mean, to me, it's just
unless they're, but
nature.
It is, and that's. But I don't think there's anything wrong with us tapping into nature at all. Like, and then because we at least putting it out there to go, this is where I am. Where are you? Okay, no? Okay, then cool. Then can we define us over here then? It's
Right.
okay we wasn't here, but can we be here? But what I hear is, well, you know, y'all was trying to fuck, so clearly that ain't your friend. Why not?
Right.
What, the role can't divert into something else? Like, and we can't have a friendship even if there is desire or even if there is attraction? Like, because attraction is normal. We attract,
Especially for men, because that's just the
we
first thing we
attracted
see.
to what we attracted to. Like, it's not, it doesn't have to mean anything. Like, there's just attraction. Are we no longer, like, capable of boundaries or control or rules that we set forth in multiple relationships? Like, we just, all of a sudden, we, like, just live in attraction and go. Like, we just, that, I don't know, animal.
Yeah.
And I don't think we are. I think we have more control, and I think fairly, I think in non-monogamy, you have the best likelihood of non-cheating and non-fuckery because we talked about it.
Right.
Because we knew up front, like, I'm not
This ain't what I'm
hiding.
on.
Yeah. I'm not hiding who I am. I'm not pretending anything. I'm not, I am literally telling you this is what it is.
And most of the time, that comes from the horrible monogamous relationship that you
All
was
the
in.
time.
It was like, you know,
All the time.
things that we just talked about. So now it's like, hey, I'm not trying to do this, or this, you know, and I
All
don't
the
care what you
time.
think. If you don't like it, then, you know, hey, I ain't the person for you.
All the time. All the time. When I hear, I be like, you was monogamous, weren't you? That's always my first question. That's, say it. Like, I just need to know, because all of that right there is trauma from monogamy. That's
Right.
all. And I get it, and that's why I don't touch it. Like I think monogamy. But here we go, and I don't want to say monogamy is not good for people, because some people, again, if this is your choice,
right,
and this is what feels good for you, again, it's what feels good. That's the whole point. So if you feel like, something, I can only connect. I don't even got this attention span for more than one person. I don't like that many people. I don't even want to touch that many people. I just like you.
right.
And that's all I want to do. I don't even want to. That's it for me. All right,
Right.
cool. Like it's perfectly great. It's just the idea of monogamy is it is the choice versus an option.
Right.
And that's where I kind of get lost at. Because it should be an option, not the default. We shouldn't default to monogamy. We should default to choice. And we don't tend to for religion or whatever the hell else we throw out there. That's stupid.
Yeah, we got off track last time about that. I ain't gonna comment on
Right.
that. Polyamorous.
Yeah, I love poly people.
Now, is that the same? Because there's a couple of different, or is it? It's a couple of different words that go with the poly.
Well, it's polyandry, which could be or polyfidelity. Yes, there are a lot of poly ways, but that's more so talking about the structure of the polycure. So whether it's 2 men and a woman, 2 women and a man, multiple, it's couple, solo poly, like it's just that's a rabbit hole, and we definitely don't have time for that rabbit hole. Polyamory is literally about loving more than one person.
You got me. I had stopped listening to you for a hot second because I'm like, solo poly.
Yeah.
Like,
So solo poly is normally a title that women tend to use, where they are in multiple relationships, but they still are single people. And so they have no it doesn't go both ways. So they might have expectations that go up to the people that they're that they are with,
but none of them could ever come down.
No, you
can't never tell me what I expect out of you.
Exactly. So and those people are very, very clear on what the fuck it is.
Like a sugar daddy type of
listen, they are very.
You is not getting none of this, but I do need a monthly allowance.
Those are a little more clear for sure. But yeah, it's all types of forms of poly. Different from an open relationship, because oftentimes what I see, which is odd, but whatever, in open relationships, people just want the ability to go have sex.
Right.
With other people. Poly relationships don't have more. Actually, in many poly units, a lot of the people in the polycure, the unit per se, they don't have sex with it all. It's more about connection or intimacy or friendship, or somebody say this is just my soulmate, but not in the way you think. Like, this person I am intimate with, this might be a play partner. Like, it doesn't mean. I think people, and I see it often, like people think you just want to fuck everybody.
Right.
That is the furthest thing from what poly actually is. It is just the knowing I care about you, and I really care about you. Like, and again, I have intimate relationships that zero desire for sex. Not our thing. No, that's not us. No, we're good there. It's not us at all. But they are relationships that I'm in.
Right.
No. No, that's when I'm gonna make a phone call. Bae.
Right.
Where you at?
Okay.
Just when you pick up your phone. But there are relationships that I care about. I have genuine, really strong feelings for, and that's it. Like it.
So in all actuality, people can really be in poly relationships. They just don't even know it.
I think if you have more than one kid, you're capable of being poly.
I can see that.
That's just my thoughts. We don't love one time.
Right.
We don't stop. Like, it's not some magical, well, I'm married now. Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, I don't know about everybody else. I know once I left, I was like, I was like you. You were like, I don't ever. No, we could be cool.
We can be
talk
cool
all the time. I don't want none of that.
Yeah, but open relationships tend to have more rules, more poly tends to have, and again, depends on the poly unit. So the rules created are a lot more lax because they're just multiple relationships and then the way in which those relationships function. Our relationships still have rules and boundaries and ideas of how they are. You just have that in multiple ways because there's multiple people involved. Open relationships still tend to be between just the two people with all of these really icky restrictions that I always hear about.
Yeah, that's just...
About how to... And I always want to say, y'all shouldn't do this.
Now, what I will say is, like, in my experience, in the beginning, it was like that. Mm-hmm. And I think that it was more so because it was new territory. And so
you was insecure. Let's put this. What actually I think is really happening is new territory, meaning could this potentially hurt me?
Right.
That's insecurity. That's what it is, and that's okay.
Yeah, and for the married people or in a relationship for 15 years, you should have been married or whatever. But I think that that's normal, and probably because also, I think during that time, our relationship in terms of communication opened up more.
Yes,
because
it will.
It's either going to open up more or it's going to close all the way up because you have no choice but to have some conversation, you know. And I think that it took us to a different height once we started really talking about it.
Yeah.
It enabled us to talk about other things, involving other people, and it was just open, I've had some people ask me, how you do that, how you get it started. We talked about the cars and stuff on the last podcast, but if you just can't talk anyway, then just don't do it, because although those restrictions, like for us, it was something that was temporary, only because we knew how to communicate.
Yeah.
Hey, was you okay after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was cool. Okay, let's really talk about it. Like, and when I say talk about it, not just, like, did that bother you? No. Like.
Yeah, no.
Tell them, get intimate with it. Like, how did it make you feel sexually? Because you might find out that sometimes you ain't even got to go do that. You could talk about it in the bed and be like, hey, hey.
It matters.
We didn't slept with a whole bunch of y'all that y'all just don't know. But just in the bedroom. Because sometimes that's all it
real
takes,
life. Like, when I hear couples saying that, I'm like, yes, I love y'all. Jesus, this is a winning couple. Because it is. Like, if you communicate, you really do see some things. You be like, oh, okay, this isn't even what... I just really wanted that intimate moment with you in that way to talk about my desire or fantasy, because that's something, too. We all fantasize.
Yeah.
Don't act like you didn't see work boo and be like, work boo was looking good. I wonder what that dick do. Or like, I wonder what her mouth do.
Right.
Or whatever the hell you saying. Like, it's something happening. Yeah. And the idea that you can just come home and talk about it, and that was nice, and y'all role played it yourself and had a whole conversation, and that was it. Mm-hmm. It's over. You just the whole scenario just ain't even, and that's okay.
And I'm not the therapist here, but I'm just a regular blowjob. But I will say that if there was a situation where you had the opportunity after the conversation, like you all in the bed, and if you can't say somebody else's name, like,
cool, say that
while y'all having sex, then you probably shouldn't even be trying like the rest of the stuff, because it's something totally different to holler out somebody else's name while you having sex. So if you can't, especially men, if you can't take, like say his name, like, and it might even be uncomfortable for her, but eventually, I mean, that's the safest place to do it, is in your bedroom where the people are not there
they
yet.
Ain't even there.
Not while this nigga is blowing her back out and she
your
like,
feelings hurt.
Joe, and you like,
and you sitting there.
Right. And be secure in yourself, because hey, Joe might come out.
Might come out ready. He was like, "Oh, it's my turn."
And that thing like, and
I am
like,
tagged in.
And look, he packed you on the back. Y'all in the same room. He's like, "Hey, go ahead, dog. You got it from there." Now you get in there. She just like, "Oh, yeah, Mike. Yeah.
So that you bringing us to threesomes, which is fine. Let's do it.
Took over her segment.
That's no. I love that. That's a perfect segue, baby. That's it right there. Because it's so many people who be like, Kres, we really want to have a threesome. My first question, do you like girls? Because normally when he's asking, it's not for you, honey. Let's be very clear here who this is for. But one, and you know, and how do you like girls? What's happening here? You might want to, honestly, I really think.
Princess.
Yeah, baby. I will not. There is a space in the community for everyone. That's my. I'm going to say my professional answer, and I said this on a post recently. My professional answer is pillow princesses. That is how they desire and how they use pleasure and how they use their body and how they want. Like, and that is perfect, and it works as long as they communicate. You know that they like to receive pleasure. Who are they not to receive pleasure? Like, that's perfect, and they should happen. I ain't touching them. My Kres opinion. The non-professional opinion is don't bring your ass over here.
Right.
In this room. Like, don't bring
I got a homegirl, New York, you already know. No, she's not New York, but you know who you are. And I'll be teasing her because I'll be like, you know you're not like a real lesbian. Like, you know, because you don't give. So you like, that's not, I feel like you haven't, you're not officially gay if you haven't done all gay things.
I don't know why are you here. I don't know why are you here. Again, she has a place professionally and even in the threesome. Those are the weirdest bootleg ass threesomes I have ever heard about.
Irritating it is to hear a woman say she's a pillow princess. It's like the equivalency, because you're from Chicago. It's like the equivalency of being in the line of heroes and somebody say no mild sauce.
Like, why
are you here? You could have fried some chicken at home.
Right.
Lemon and pepper. This is heroes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it is the exact same thing, and I've never heard it that way. But yes, that's it. And I'm like, no, you can't come over. You can't come over here. But I do think so. It's important for women to really know where are they in this quote unquote threesome.
I'm sorry, I gotta get this out too. It's also because if you go to Harold's and you say that, anybody from Chicago will know. Like, everybody in the restaurant is looking back like, what? So it's like the community, like, you say you're a pillow princess, the community like, what? Like, what? Somebody come get this.
But Fairly is not too old it's a couple generations ago where we had Touch Me Nots, where we definitely had a group of women who was no. So, and who only was willing to give, but you could not touch them.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's a slight reverse of it, but overall, I think we kind of over that. I think everybody understand like where pleasure is and what's needed for pleasure.
Them old school.
But yeah, it's some. We ain't too far from it.
Because I think it's offensive now.
It is now, but we not too far from some older lesbians who was like, yeah, no, not here. So go ahead. We should just touch. No, take clothes off. No,
that's weird. Like
no. I still know one. She ain't, no. Anyway, but, so back to this threesome, no. Okay, so now that once the lady done explored where she is, if she giving, receiving, what the other chick, now the question is, what can she do with your mate? Whether it is male, female, non-binary, trans, I don't give a shit what the person is. What can they do? Like, where you at with your feelings? Because when your mate make that moan sound that you ain't heard, or say their name, or I don't know, anything.
Because let's be clear here, people. Those of you who are thinking about these threesomes that's never had one before, it's probably maybe about 8 of y'all left on the face of the earth. But when this is happening, the point of the threesome is that there's something going on at all times.
Everybody.
So if you're giving head to the lady, then guess what the guy is doing? He's trying to get head too.
I really, and I've said, like, what's supposed to happen? Like, somebody go sit in a corner and wait? Like,
Right.
what do you
sit
think?
over here and jag off.
What do y'all think? This is a multi-touch scenario, which is the point of orgies. Like, it is about, it's not necessarily just about sex. It's touch. It is it is touch everywhere happening. So your body is constantly in pleasure, in experience, and sensory at all times. Why would you want to not do that? If not, don't do it. Like I am probably the most really hard in this area. Like, I don't see a lot of gray. You either all in
or nothing.
Or nothing. Don't tell me they can't kiss. They can't. You start throwing out all that. Don't do it. Like, because that don't sound like pleasure. And if I think pleasure is the point,
sock, you went motherfucker like,
if pleasure is the point, and you didn't took away, and you know I love kissing, but then you say don't kiss. Well, I no longer didn't have pleasure, right? You didn't took away, so I don't want to, like.
Let's not do it.
Why would I do this thing if I can't?
There's an attitude then, like, well, shoot, why you want to be?
Why you want to be kissing her?
Because that's what I like doing.
I like, again, if the point of this is pleasure, then all pleasure is on the table.
And that's a really good point, because I guess when people think about that, they don't be thinking about the actual point of sex is, like, the pleasure part of it. And
it go back to possessive. Like, this is mine, you're mine, that's for me. Only kissing is what we do. That's my thing. That's my... What? Oh. Well, y'all shouldn't do this thing then, because I don't know what to say. It's not yours. Like, I don't understand how it became yours. Like, I literally had a couple come to me. Let me get it right. She was fine with the threesome. And it wasn't a threesome. She was fine with her mate, because they played separately. Mm-hmm. She was fine with her mate having sex, but it was a husband and a wife. The wife is not comfortable in a riding position. I guess husband is, like, too well endowed, and it's painful for her. Mm-hmm. And so the person he slept with, she was fine in the riding position. And she was literally, the reason they came to therapy was because she felt betrayed that he let the chick ride him. Do you know how many times I got to keep a straight face sometimes?
You should have just got you one of them little step stools, baby girl. Let's put that right in there and just...
I really think, like, from my understanding, like, it really was just a very painful position for her.
That's what I'm saying. Get you a little leverage on that step stool. Just
a little bit. Just so she get a little bit. Yeah, so that was, like, a really big thing for them, was that inability. And, like, she felt like, why would you let this other girl do something that I can't even do? Like, and it was taken so personal. So a very openly playful couple that explores and can do things, somehow that was a betrayal. And he was like, but it felt really good. I was like, yeah.
Especially if you ain't, I guess, had it in a while.
And he don't get it. It's something.
That's what you like,
Something because and she said that. She was like, they got to be intimate. And he was like, yeah, I finally got to, like, kiss somebody on top of me and hold her. Like, he was really excited. And I was excited for him.
Right.
That he got to have pleasure in the way he wanted. And all she's saying is he shouldn't be pleasured because what about me? Like, I don't like it. Like, it's my feelings. And I'm like, I don't think that's how this thing works. Like, we either do it or we don't. Like, either you really do want your mate to have pleasure, which we talk about when we look at other people, like our partners involved in pleasure. We call it compersion, which is the ability to, like, see people you might be playing with or you interact with and see them in a section, like, and be excited that they are pleasuring each other.
Right.
That's called compersion. I fairly, and especially if you're a voyeur, like, you would love to see. That's, like, a great thing to watch. But for her, she was like, and it was a betrayal.
It doesn't really
for
matter
her.
if they was playing separate. Hey,
I agree.
But
And
I guess that goes back to the point of not being able to tell you.
Exactly.
And
and I was happy that communication needed to exist. Like, and so we had to, and then he was supposed to communicate, like, it was good for him. Like, and that's what he wanted to share. Like, and he wasn't sharing, like, guess what I did? Like, I finally got some. It was more like, babe, I felt connected. He was talking about some really important feelings for him that just mattered, and he wanted to share them with his partner.
And I thought we was cool.
I thought, like I share with you, like, you are my mate. Like, this is the thing. I give you me. Like, I give you the feelings, the hard shit, the good shit. Like, that's my job to give you. And now I only can give it to you if you like it. Like, if it worked for you, you want to hear about
email,
like I can't. So don't tell you what's good for me if you don't like it, like, because it ain't about my own. So we had to really work through, like, well, where is our individual ideas of pleasure and connectedness and trusting our mates in these spaces, or do we no longer have trust? And actually, oddly, what came out is wife really was no longer having trust in that type of environment and space, and really had been wanting for a while, which came out like to kind of end
stop.
it. Yeah.
You could have just said.
You could have just said that. Like, now here we are in therapy, paying all these dollars.
Right.
Because it ain't cheap to go to sex therapy.
I'm sure it is not. So I'll be trying to have conversations.
Like, let's just talk. And that's why we talking today. I'm trying to help y'all, because it's not
free game.
Insurance don't cover sex therapy. Be clear, it's not covered.
Right.
So it's not cheap.
And the backtrack. Maybe about 5 minutes ago, we was talking about the restrictions on the threesomes. Also, I would suggest, and again, I'm not the therapist, she is, but I would suggest from personal experience that if you have a problem with, like, you're not sure about what you would be comfortable with, I think they're probably going to, excuse me, you got just jumping into a threesome, and then you got, like, swinger parties. I would suggest that you go to a swingers party, because at swingers parties, they have rules and regulations. So meaning that when you go there, it's not just like, it's not an orgy where everybody is just, I mean, it is in a sense, but it's not. So you have to actually get permission to touch people. They ask you, is it okay if I touch? You could tell them no, and they gonna be fine, like, because everybody there knows that some people there are there for the first time. Some people go there just to watch, because they are, just, what's the voyeur? Okay, so they just go to watch, and some people go.
Exhibition is for the voyeurs.
Yeah, and some people go. They want to have sex. Like, the times that I've been, hey, if we don't find nobody, me and you about to fuck before we leave here. Like, and if, because I'm okay with, like, people watching. So you might find out a little more about who you really are in that moment, as opposed to just you trying to, meet a woman at the bar, y'all talking, and it's going to be very uncomfortable.
So weird. So now do we start? Do we go home? Who starts? How does this work?
Because you got to be, you really got to think it out. Even if the woman is interested, she's waiting for you to literally say, hey, let's go fuck.
And it's always, this is where insecurity come in. And then the woman is watching who the man, if her man gonna come to her first or go to the woman first.
Right.
And then the woman is it's so many dynamics that move in those. And I will say, I agree, swingers parties can work. Just don't go to porn. Like, I think porn is the worst example of everything. Of every.
Bring that up every
I do. I hate traditional porn. It has to be. It has to be. It is
stressed.
Porn is like, it is the most unrealistic, from the sounds that these people make, from the level of wetness, from the amount of orgasm.
Sometimes it don't even be the people that be in the scene that be making they be having voice.
Oh my God! And I don't think people realize, like, it is the worst example of all the parts of it's just not of anal sex. Boy, they act like you could just throw a penis in the motherfucking hole. just immediately, like, just throw it on in there, we're good. Like, no, wait, pause.
They
like,
come in there, they be sitting on the bed, and that's
and all of a sudden, like, come. I'm like, this is not real. Like, come on. Like, this is not how. Really. This is not it. Like, this is not. Yeah, so porn is the worst way to don't Google threesome porn and think you about to find your answer on how to get this thing going. I mean,
unless you're just trying to see what actually be happening, like to know that, like we said earlier, there's nobody standing off on the side. Like everybody's doing something.
Everybody is out. That's the one thing I would say. Everyone is involved.
Yeah.
Everyone is involved, including all of the scenes that they took when they stopped and anyway, again, I'm just not a fan of porn being an educator.
Good point that I just thought about. I was just thinking about some of my experiences. But also, there might be, you have to be okay with thinking because, you as a woman, you might have to go, you feel like you need to go wash up. So now everybody's not going to the bathroom to wash up at one time. So guess what? The dude is going to be in there with the girl, and they're not probably going to be sitting there waiting for you to finish. Like, because in the man's mind, hey, we was already fucking.
You know how many women think they man's supposed to just stop? Like, if something happens, stop for them. Like, everything stops.
Right.
And I'm like, no, baby. Again, pleasure is the point. And if they're involved in pleasure, why would they stop it? Mm-hmm. Because you went to the bathroom?
Yeah.
No. No. And I know I'm really hard on threesomes. No. You either in or you ain't.
Right.
Like you gotta have some tough skin and just be with the shit. Mm-hmm. Or you ain't with the shit. And that's okay. Cause everybody shouldn't listen, everybody shouldn't do them. Everybody shouldn't.
Yeah, and
everybody really should not be engaged in threesomes.
No.
And they not, I don't know why. I really wonder still how because it is still the most sought after fantasy amongst all genders. It's the threesome.
Yeah.
Still, to this day, like, it is the highest rated, no matter how much data ever comes out about fantasy, about, like, ultimate, wish list sexual thing, threesome is always at the top.
I think because we, and I don't dip into this pond, I said I want earlier, but I think a lot had to do with religion back in the day. It was it's whatever we put restrictions on, we want more of. Mm-hmm. And so because
religion didn't want even masturbation, so I mean, it still don't.
And so because it was like kind of a taboo type of subject and, thing, then it was just like, hey, it was the ultimate, for like a young man, it's the ultimate thing.
Two women?
Like, yeah,
Oh, shit.
Like, yeah, both of them hoes. Like, and he probably was just, boom, boom, and boom, boom, and it was done. But, it was a whole 3 hours in his mind. That's another thing. I don't know why it'd be so long in our heads. It'd be like, you be thinking you be in there for hours.
About 8 to 12 minutes.
But see, I'm the type,
I hope people really understand the numbers.
But you know what? That is another
8 to 12 minutes average.
That's an interesting topic that goes to the last conversation that we had about really knowing who you're with. Because I know this guy, and he used to, he'd take all these whatever.
The pills and the shit.
Supplements.
And, shit. Mm-hmm.
And he used to always be like, yeah, because they like it because I be pounding them, hour, 2 hours. And I'm like, so I seen him.
You sure?
I seen him playing basketball. He couldn't make it halfway. So I'm like, you're not doing that because, hey. That's cardio. Your heart is, you got to be
And what we also know very clearly is women don't really orgasm from penetration like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, again, but I blame women here because women lie too damn much.
Right. Now, the other thing is that I feel like I'm not about to be doing all that because I have learned you. Now, if it's somebody new, like we talked about the threesome, hey, it might take a little longer, because I don't know I don't know you.
I would hope we talked about that too. Like, where are your spots? What do you like? What arouses you? What turns you on? And I would hope it's not that linear ass, I give you head, and then I put my dick in, and then I come. That shit be sounding whack as hell when I hear that's how y'all do it. I'd be like, damn.
But then it's like the other part of it is like what we talked about earlier. If you you're already in that space as husband and wife, and you be like, hey, you know, like she's your type, and then you know y'all been hanging out, and you like, hey, let's go do it. Then you ain't got time for no, you know, what you like.
But we should like you can do it during the act of sex.
Oh,
How
well,
would you
yeah.
like me to touch you? Does this feel nice to you? Would you like me to
Right.
keep going here? Is there something else you want me to do? Tell me what you want me to do next. We can ask all those questions right there in the moment.
Most people be drunk when they do that. They ain't about to be acting
Oh.
all that shit.
Okay, well. Oh, wow.
All right.
I don't know.
Bring hood Chris back. That's the clinical Chris. Like.
That is clinical me but I do that. I'm like, bitch, you like this? Like,
Oh, shit.
where we at? Like, what you want? Like, tell me, because every woman's body don't respond the same.
That's true.
So I need to know, like, and I'm actually in the beginning, everything is an experiment to me. So I'm doing things and learning. Like, you like touch here, you want your thighs like this. Like, do you want massage? Like, where do you want to be kissed? Like, I'm inquiring and asking all the questions because it's for me too. Like, I am getting pleasure by giving, but I need to know you actually ain't lying. You are getting pleasure too, because I want pleasure for both of us. So just thinking that the normal that I do works for across boards is terrible and fairly honest what men do. Men think like the way he was beating it up with her, like that's all I gotta do. Like once I bend her over, it's all me. Like, oh, it's not.
Right. And
Or
you
it's
know,
not.
I guess for men too, it's such a, you know, we think the longer you could go, the better. You know, like because we've been together 8 years, like I know from conversation and, you know, experiment and all this, I know how to get straight to the point. I'm the type, at my job, I'm trying to figure it out right now, but if I can work 3 days and be out there on the road and make the same amount that it would take me to get in for 5 days, then guess what? I'm going to do the 3.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't need to be, you know, in there doing, because again, it's about the pleasure. So if I'm trying to pleasure you and
I know how to
and
do
I
it.
can do this, and this be over in 3 minutes, and you still give me the same reaction that it would take if I was in there for 40.
It's a win.
Yeah. Then I'm taking a 3, my nigga.
And I'm not gonna think nothing less of me.
Right. Nothing.
So you only gave 3 minutes? I did. It was best 3 minutes. Like
Hey.
what's the problem here?
Yeah, I was laughing at Bernie Mac,
But-
but he was like, he tried to tell you, like, hey, you better get You got 3 motherfucking minutes.
Pleasure again. Takeaway in a lot of ways is we need to involve ourselves in pleasure and desire in ways that's authentic and good and communicative, like about like where am I, what do I want, and we need to explore it.
Yeah.
Like that's how and all of the potential facets of it. Like we should, and I think people do ebb and flow over years. Like we might be more swingers now, and then we transition to maybe we even just us for a while. Then maybe you know we open up and we move and ebb and flow over our lifespan. I don't think it's like this one. Well, I chose poly and that's it for me forever.
Right.
Like no. That's where the communication and you and your partner continuously evolving over time, going, where are we? How are we? What is my need today? Like, has it changed any? Where are you?
Yeah.
And seeing, okay, well, what does that look like? I have couples who I've seen, one is monogamous, well, kind of swinger-ish a little bit. And one was poly, like, and it worked for them. I've had... Oh yeah, a range. I have another couple he is a pure swinger. She is super. Well, she's poly. She is poly. But he only wants to swing. He don't want no relation. But his wife can have her boyfriends. He don't gotta have a girlfriend. He just want his wife and to be able to play. And he feel like playing.
I ain't trying to be paying all that money. I'm not.
And that's his position. He like, look, if I get some ass sometimes when I feel like it. She can go have all the boyfriends she wants because I don't got to have to.
Yeah, tell them to bring that check. I'm not working hard to be paying for 2 of y'all. That's what it is for us at the end of the day. It's like, hey, you eventually about to be asking me for something, a bill or something. I'm just not willing to do that.
So it is.
I got something at home.
Yeah.
I just want something else.
And that's okay. So it's really knowing and accepting your partner where they are, what's good for them, and moving in that space. Like, I date monogamous women. I'm okay with it as long as we can control, like, and talk about the pieces that come up for you. It's probably more pieces coming up for you than me, but okay, like, let's talk about it. Like, what's happening? Jealousy, which is normal and natural, and like the insecurity. Like, I want to validate them. I want to connect to them. I care, and that's it. I also don't mean it means change me either. I get it. So
That's interesting. I was just thinking when you was just talking, like, what is like for a woman dating you. I'm like, I wonder, does she be like, see, I know what's wrong with you.
never.
Sit down. So
I turn my therapy hat off as much as I can. One, because I'm drained from working. Like, I work.
And that's why I am glad that she comes in here, how she looking right now.
Regular ass me.
I want y'all to know that these professional people is just regular people.
We are regular people.
You ain't got to be talking all different and acting like you smart. You know, you didn't graduate.
Yeah, I don't got to do all that. Like, and I can't stand, like, when people literally walk up to me and like, so Kres, what do you think about, and they give me this one line. And I'm holding a drink in my hand at a bar, and I'm like, what? I'm drinking. What do you really want?
Right.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't. And it's one line. I don't know an answer off of one line. Do you think he loves me because he didn't like? I don't. I really don't actually care. Number one.
Right.
I am literally off work.
Yeah.
I don't.
And you're trying to get a free session about me.
I don't care. So I don't. I really
watch
do
the YouTube
leave.
channel because I got
Please,
some free
Google.
game on there.
Go do something. Do something. But I really do try to leave anyone I'm dating. I really do, like, try to leave. I might throw in, like, information about random shit, but not about, like, you, like a clinical, like, you know, that might be your daddy issues right there coming out. Like,
this is not my fault. I sat down and I analyzed.
Yeah, I don't wanna.
One of my other friends
I actually
psychologist.
don't want to date anyone who makes me put that hat on. I need to come home and know that it's over. Right. Not I leave work and come home and now I'm trying to figure out how to manage your anxiety and your depression and your daddy issues and all those insecurities. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to do that. My home is peaceful. So if if you disrupt that peace and make me turn that hat on at home for free, oh no, I'm out. Because I'm a regular. I am. This is a boundary. Like, work is work. Like anyone else. Like, work is work.
I had to learn that recently with friendships. Like, you know, that if I got to be sitting analyzing like why we're not, you know, these type of friends, and I just don't need to be friends with you.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to do all that work. I'm too old to do. I don't want to do all that.
Wanna, if you got a friend, you just want it to be.
I don't want to be all that.
See, I'm a type. I can. Just like the spices in the cabinet, like I know I don't have friends that just fit everything that I need to cook in one category. I got friends that, you know, I just call the bullshit around with, you know, ones that, you know, when I'm hurt, you know, I can talk to them.
Absolutely.
You know, so I just, you know, but if I got to be doing too much work in these relationships, because I know what to give you and what not to give you.
Yeah.
And so if I'm giving you that, then I don't want to do too much work on the back end, you know, like trying to make this thing work. Because
we grown at this point. Like, and so if you not meeting me in grown space, I
got 4 boys I be trying to figure out. Shit.
That part, baby. I don't wanna. Life be life and all by itself, and you want me to come home and work? Oh, dog.
Yeah.
Take me out. Like, I'll tag myself out. You know, this ain't good for me.
Right.
And I don't say, I mean, it's not. Now I ain't gonna be clinical. You know something? This relationship right here is stressful. I think you do have some shit you need to work on in therapy. And until you do, I'm gone. Now I am gonna say, like, you got some, baby.
You leave him a referral.
Listen, go ahead, call the office. You know I got some good therapists on staff. Go ahead, call them. Okay. Yeah, you know the number to intake.
Hey. Well, I hope that we answer some of you all's questions out there about, you know, the
joys of non-monogamy.
Right. And, you know, things to do to kind of spice up in a safe way, so nobody
Yeah.
gets slapped or their feelings hurt.
That part's important.
You know.
That part.
But thank
be
you all
back.
for tuning in.
Yeah.
And we will be back.
I'll
She'll
see you in
be
a
back
month.
next month. And you all enjoy your weeks.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Happy Black Pride next week, y'all.
Oh yeah, don't forget that. And she wants you all not to be ghetto. The new ones don't be ghetto.
They can't help it. But okay, y'all.